Have you ever wondered how the story of Egypt, one of the world's oldest civilizations, unfolded? Let's take a journey back in time, way back, to the dawn of civilization. Picture a time when the land we now know as Egypt was a vast wilderness, a place where hunter-gatherer societies roamed the fertile Nile Valley. This prehistoric era was marked by the resourcefulness and adaptability of these early societies, who utilized the land's bounty to survive and thrive. As centuries rolled on, these scattered societies began to coalesce, creating the foundations for what would eventually become one of the world's first great civilizations. Around 3,100 years before Christ, the disparate kingdoms of Upper and Lower Egypt were unified under the rule of Pharaoh Nama, a leader of such ambition and vision that his reign marked the beginning of the first dynasty. This unification was more than just a political maneuver. It was a revolutionary moment that triggered a period of rapid advancement and growth. In this new era, the Egyptians developed a written language known as hieroglyphics. This complex system of pictorial symbols allowed them to record their history, their beliefs, and their daily lives, making Egypt one of the first literate societies in the world. And then there were the architectural feats. Even in these early days, the Egyptians were demonstrating their skill and ingenuity by building monumental structures that are still marveled at today. These early accomplishments in architecture laid the groundwork for the grand pyramids that were yet to come. But perhaps the most profound development during this period was the establishment of a complex society. The Egyptians created a civilization that was highly organized and stratified, with a clear hierarchy of power and roles. This structure allowed them to manage vast resources, plan large-scale projects, and maintain social order. And so, from the humble beginnings of hunter-gatherer societies in the Nile Valley, Egypt began to evolve into a civilization of unparalleled influence and power. The stage was set for the rise of one of the most influential civilizations the world has ever seen. Imagine a time when the most iconic symbols of Egypt, the pyramids, were just starting to grace the skyline. This was the Old Kingdom period, a remarkable era in Egypt's history that spanned from around 2700 to 2200 BC. It was during this time that the most extensive phase of pyramid building took place, particularly in the Fourth Dynasty. These colossal structures were not just tombs for the pharaohs, but also a declaration of their divine status and power. Consider the Great Pyramids of Giza, the last remaining of the seven wonders of the ancient world. They still stand tall, silent witnesses to thousands of years of human history. The largest of the three, the Great Pyramid, was built for Pharaoh Khufu. It is a marvel of engineering, built with such precision that we still can't fully comprehend how they managed it with the tools of their time. Not far from the pyramids, you'll find the Sphinx, another enigmatic monument of the Old Kingdom. This mythical creature with the body of a lion and the head of a human is believed to bear the face of Pharaoh Khafra. It sits in stoic silence, guarding the Giza plateau with an air of mystery that continues to captivate us. And then there's the Pyramid of Menkaura, the smallest of the three at Giza. It may not match its neighbors in size, but it certainly does in the intrigue it generates. Menkaura, the pharaoh for whom it was built, was known for his just rule, and his pyramid reflects that, being more complex and finely built than those of his predecessors. These pharaohs, Khufu, Khafre, and Menkaura, left an indelible mark on Egypt's landscape and history. They ruled in an age when belief in the divine was strong, and their power was considered God-given. They aimed to immortalize themselves through these stone giants, and in many ways, they succeeded. These monumental structures continue to baffle us with their precision and grandeur, a testament to the ingenuity of the ancient Egyptians. Their legacy lives on, inspiring awe and wonder in millions of hearts across the globe. What if I told you that Egypt, once divided, rose to become an empire under the rule of the pharaohs? Imagine a time when the land of the Nile, previously fragmented, unified into a formidable force. This was the Middle and New Kingdom periods, a time when Egypt expanded its territory and influence, an era marked by prosperity, power, and remarkable pharaohs. The Middle Kingdom, often referred to as the period of reunification, saw the country regain its footing after years of political discord. It was a time of architectural innovation and cultural renaissance. But it was the new kingdom that truly marked Egypt's entry into the era of empire. This was when Egypt, under the rule of powerful pharaohs, stretched its wings, reaching out to assert its influence far and wide. Among these pharaohs, Hatshepsut, a woman of strength and wisdom, stood tall. One of the few female pharaohs, her reign was marked by peace, prosperity, and extensive building projects. She expanded Egypt's trade routes and brought economic prosperity, leaving a legacy that would be remembered for generations to come. Then, there was Akhenaten, a pharaoh who stirred the pot, bringing about a religious revolution. He replaced Egypt's pantheon of deities with a single sun god, Aten, turning the religious tide of the empire. His reign, albeit controversial, was a significant chapter in Egypt's rich history. And who could forget the boy king, Tutankhamun? Although his reign was short-lived, the discovery of his nearly intact tomb in the early 20th century has provided invaluable insights into the era, making him one of the most famous pharaohs. Lastly, we have Ramesses II, a pharaoh whose reign lasted a staggering 66 years. Known for his military campaigns and prodigious building projects, he is often regarded as one of Egypt's greatest pharaohs. From powerful queens to boy kings, the era of empire was a time of intrigue, power, and expansion. This was a time when Egypt, under the rule of the pharaohs, truly became an empire, leaving an indelible mark on the sands of time. But what led to the end of the mighty pharaohs and the dawn of foreign rule in Egypt, you may wonder? The answer lies in the intricate tapestry of history, where power ebbs and flows, civilizations rise and fall. The decline of the new kingdom marked the beginning of the end for the pharaohs. This period, referred to as the Third Intermediate Period, was a time of political instability and decentralization. The once unified Egypt was now divided, with different pharaohs ruling different regions. This division weakened the country, making it vulnerable to foreign invasions. First came the Assyrians, fierce warriors from the east. They ruled for a brief period before the native Egyptians regained control, but the respite was short-lived. The Persians, under the leadership of Cambyses II, invaded next. They ruled Egypt for over a century, introducing their own customs and traditions, but also adopting some of the Egyptian ways. The Macedonian Greek conqueror, Alexander the Great, was the next to rule Egypt. He was welcomed as a liberator, and was even crowned pharaoh. After his death, one of his generals, Ptolemy, took control. It was during the Ptolemaic dynasty that the famous Cleopatra VII reigned. She was the last active ruler of the Ptolemaic kingdom of Egypt, and her death marked the end of pharaohs. The Romans, who had been steadily expanding their empire, took over after Cleopatra's death. They ruled Egypt as a province, firmly establishing their authority. Each of these foreign rulers brought with them their own cultures and beliefs, influencing and being influenced by the complex Egyptian civilization in a constant cycle of cultural exchange. The age of the pharaohs had ended, but their influence was indelible. The foreign rulers adopted many Egyptian customs, from religious practices to architectural styles. They were enamored by the grandeur of the pharaohs, their wisdom and their achievements. They sought to emulate them, to learn from them, to incorporate their greatness into their own cultures. Thus the sun set on the age of the pharaohs, but their legacy continues to live on, etched in stone and sand. Their stories are reminders of a time when they were the supreme rulers, their monuments a testament to their enduring influence. So, what can we gather from this journey through time, from the dawn of civilization, where the seeds of human society were sown, to the majestic age of pyramids, testament to human capabilities, the era of empire, showcasing power and influence, followed by the sunset of pharaohs, marking an end and a beginning? We've traveled through epochs, witnessed the ebb and flow of human history. The history of Egypt is a tapestry of human ingenuity, ambition, and resilience, a testament to the enduring power of civilization.